Again, happy Friday, September 10, 2021. You can go through, you can follow what we're doing on the video stream. I hope you caught some of Captain Lamar and what he brought to the table as far as his recollections. I hope you caught some of that. Feel free to share that. The links and archives are up, so you'll be able to do that. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Please do. And don't just go to them and bring them up. Subscribe to them, please. Please, please, please. Hit subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. That way, something cool comes up, you'll get a notification. And we'll have to chase you down. We'll track you down. And we need you to subscribe. Like, that's the whole point behind this thing. And then you should download the 93.7 The Ticket FM app so that, let's say you go out, you get out of range in your car. You have it on your phone. Just hit the button. The app never goes out. Like, the app is good.
Here's the perfect situation is you're on the road to Norman next Friday. Mm-hmm. There's still shows going on all day Friday. Mm-hmm. You're going to be out of range.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out of range. Mm-hmm. I'm going to listen. Mm-hmm. I'll be here.
Be on the app. Do that. Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Do it now. No, wait. Do it. Silly. Like you're laughing at yourself now. Do it. It's in your phone. The phone's in your hand. You're literally looking at it. So do it. Do it. You can text us in. Please do communicate, add to the show on the Starter Heyman text line 464-5685. We thank you guys for taking the time to listen, to text in, communicate. If you got something that we want to get off your chest in a positive and wonderful way, please feel free to call in on the Honda Lincoln Hotline. 402-464-5685 is the Honda of Lincoln Hotline. I want to thank the folks from Mercado's for sponsoring the show and providing Lincoln and Nebraska with just an incredible meal whenever you go out there. Some amazing steak meals. The sides are incredible. And do not leave the building without getting the gelatos. The gelatos are on point. Make sure that when you go to Mercado, say, listen, dude from the ticket said, I need the gelatos in my life. Because you do. Because you do. So we got a full lineup for you. Again, we'll give away tickets to tomorrow's game. We'll do that. Nick's gonna do Nick's karaoke with some DMX. We're gonna do that. We're gonna pick Jay Foreman's brain. Again, it's week 1 of the NFL and week officially week number 2 for college football. We'll go up and down the games of the week, and then we'll close this joint out with a visit from Mr. Predicto. The best part of Mr. Predicto.
Jay, have you been here for Mr. Predicto?
Yeah, that's when it's a little magic ball.
Yeah, Mr. Predicto.
But Mr. Predicto, listen here, we need to get some consistency here. Don't we usually jump on at like 4:05?
We can go whenever you want. It's your show. Okay. Like your name is on the show.
I had to get cut up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Brother had to get my beard done. I'm gonna cut up.
Nice.
I had to get
nice.
You see it?
It's very
line.
Right? I agree. Straight edge razor.
It's great. Scrum diddly.
Oh yeah,
that's what they. Somebody told me.
I have my appointment next Friday morning.
Next Friday? You a week late?
Well,
the weekend start today.
Every other week I do the beard, and then the next every other appointment I do the hair and the beard.
I got you. Yeah. See, my man Rico's still in the building since he's my little mini-me, my little protege.
He doesn't care.
I know, but we gotta get him tightened up.
He doesn't care about.
He's all over the place.
I know he is.
His hair.
But we gotta get him tightened up.
Did you see his socks?
No,
man, his socks are bright pink with some kind of animal on them.
Oh yeah,
and he claims his daughter picks him out, but in reality, man,
you saying
it was hair?
I know.
So you're saying my man Rico wears Barney socks?
He wears.
How do you know? Barney might get mad at you saying that.
Yeah. Barney's
Rico's all right, man. He all right.
Well, but he's got. Look, this is what I told Rico. He ain't been around enough black people in his life. Because they'd have told him about his shoe game. Like he came here once with dirty shoes. I was like, oh no. Your shoes can't be dirty. Like you can't walk down the street if your shoes are dirty. Like you don't. That's the rule number one you learn in the hood early on. Never trust somebody with dirty shoes. Never trust them. Like clean your shoes, dude. Like you don't care enough to clean your shoes.
Man, I guess I'm not trustworthy.
No.
You don't clean your shoes either.
Mm-hmm.
I remember back like. I don't know, some show that was on like Friday night, and they were saying that the first thing that girls look at is a dude's shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say I have different shoes for like outfits.
Yeah.
So
There he is. Look at Rico.
there's
Look
Rico. Rico, throw up your shoes so we can see your socks.
You still got that track flexibility?
What is on your?
What is that? Was that
Come on in.
Captain Crunch? I mean, not Captain Crunch. One of the cartoons.
It's Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah,
Stimpy, you idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's all right though. I like those.
My cousin got me a bunch of socks from 90s cartoons, so I got 'em.
Yeah,
I got one that has Reptar, one that has Angry Beavers. I think I have Angry Beavers ones, but no, Ren and Stimpy. I don't know how.
All right, we'll
I don't
give you
think
a
that
break
was
there
a.
for
I
Ren
don't
and
think
Stimpy,
that
though.
was a kid show.
No,
But
but
it was on like a kids network, but it definitely wasn't a kid show.
But you can wear kid socks though, right?
Yeah.
I
There
don't
it
know
is.
why I had a Stimpy.
My man Rico.
I can't believe I just pulled
My
that
main
off.
man.
Like, you know.
What up?
No, but we need to get.
I mean, every day I get. I mean, look at my little.
It's my guy right there.
My little mini
It's my
me
dude,
right
Jay
there,
Foreman,
man.
right
you gonna
there.
get him? You gonna get him
Hold on,
trimmed up? You
hold
gonna
on.
get him lined up?
Hold on.
You gonna get him lined
You
up?
want to know? You want to know? The other day, I was picking my daughter up from daycare, and you guys were talking, and she heard you talking. She go, "Who dat?" I said, "That's Jay Foreman. I work with him." She go, "Jay Fofo."
Hey, you need to have that as the intro, and then you have your boy barking. Did you? Jay
Fofo.
Hey man, hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I would just from the time I left, I was just replaying it in my mind, literally like 100 times.
We can get that.
And
every time-
and the best part was the way he tilted his head up there.
all the way up. Every time I looked at him after that, I was just like, I just look at him. I just go,
I just don't know why is the video not available?
That's on Big Sky, man.
Like why?
you told Big Sky to do it. I thought he was doing it.
Like
Big Sky. But I'm telling you, everybody froze because
We didn't know what was
Yeah,
going on.
It was silent for like
Right.
2 seconds.
Yeah, we had
while I-
not seen
everybody was
that
like, did he
before.
really just do that?
Nobody
yeah, he
knew.
did, and it was funny.
So we can go on YouTube and actually just get it off.
Yeah, I
YouTube.
think we'd be able to cut it off
Okay.
there.
So,
So
we need
Nick,
You can
know
go on
what-
Twitch and do it.
We can probably find the audio.
Are you
clip
in a
of it.
fraternity?
I am not.
Okay, then then
Cute dog.
Yeah, so I was just about to say I got a couple of boys that are cute dogs, so you just start barking and then get you up in there, wearing the yellow boots and stuff.
You're gonna have to loosen those hips up.
Right,
What are you talking about, man? They're well oiled.
Oh no, what's the movie Road Trip? Where the dude they end up at the black frat.
Yes.
And dude gets up on stage and decide he gonna dance on his own.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had to start doing it. He was clogging. He was river dancing.
Yeah. But then they made him an honorary member.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he ended up with the sister.
Yeah.
He got the big sister.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
what'd you do? Kill a cheetah?
No.
That was a good movie, man.
Oh, it really was. It really was. So on the Starter Hit text line, you can text in what DMX song do you think Nick should rap? Like just text in and let me know because I think like X is gonna give it to you because he got a bark in it. Like,
Yeah.
like
See,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
want
with a bark
him
in
to
it-
do that one. But if we were like on BT uncut
Uh-huh.
time, so that would be at like if we just came in here at like 12:01 and went to 2. I would want to do what these wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Because
So
I
I
could
was,
see Nick doing that.
Well, no, because
Get him a
then he would
couple
get beat up for because he
Yeah.
wouldn't know whether to say the word or not.
Right.
yeah, I don't have that permission.
Hey, have you ever seen? I forget the act. Have you guys ever seen when there was an actor? I'm gonna send it to DP. I don't know his name.
Delroy Lindo.
Was telling they were on like CNN or something. It was like CNBC.
Yeah.
And he looked at the dude. He said, "Go ahead, say it. I know you want to say it." He's like, "Let it come off your tongue. I'll let you say it
He
one
goes,
time.
I'll say it with you.
I'll say it with you."
I was listening to DMX going to class this morning, and I was listening to Where the Hood At.
Yeah,
and
you
I liked it.
right
I
on the
liked
way
that
to
one,
class, right?
which I knew that one already.
But you looked around when you got
I was
you
like-
looked around, didn't you?
I made sure the windows were rolled up.
No,
I didn't want
so
anybody
for
knowing.
the record, for you and for listeners, if you were around a black person and they say, "Oh, you can say it,"
Oh no! Don't say it.
don't
Don't go.
I know
For,
this one. I
don't
know.
go for the banana in the tailpipe.
Oh, you.
Hey, I'm gonna
you're
tell
not
you.
fall
I'm
for
gonna,
the banana tailpipe.
hey, I'm gonna tell you how I know Lincoln has really changed. So when I was in college, if you were within like a 5-mile radius of campus, they were like, "Oh, you're a football player," right?
Mhm.
They knew it. Generally, if you're African American, you played basketball, football, ran track at Nebraska. Not any. There wasn't a lot of us as regular students. There
You wasn't in the Latin club.
right.
You wasn't right.
So I mean that's cool, and that's just the way the times are. So I, went, was here and then ran back downtown, and so I stopped at the gas station on the way home, and it was 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I pull up there, fill up with gas, and I go in there. I don't know, I get these little donut things or whatever. That's my like little treat to myself. And this white dude comes out. He had like just his regular jeans on, and looked like he was like a regular dude. He hopped in his car, cranked that bad boy up. He was playing Master P Bout It, and the whole car was shaking.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because then he must have bought. Then I think he might have bought some Black and Miles. So he was in because it was bumping. I was like, dang, that whole car is thumping.
He had
to open up his Black and Miles, like that bad boy up, and then he got I was like, is that about it? And then he rolled down the windows as he was leaving. I was like, oh yeah.
There's a guy that walks, skates, scooters around the Haymarket who has a full speaker in his backpack. And he just booms music like he just at any given time.
So he's like Radio Raheem.
Except for he like in the new age.
Yeah.
But it's a white dude, and you never know what he's gonna play.
Right.
Like one day, so when Garth was here, he was riding around Haymarket booming Garth. Last week, he shook up some folks early in the morning on like a Tuesday because he was feeling his Yo MTV Raps days. He had some Public Enemy and was killing the game out loud. And you saw people. And okay, so true story. I'm on my walk and I'm walking down, and a guy, there's two old white dudes who were just kind of standing on the street. Dylan says his name is Jimmy. He goes by O Street. Oh, that's okay. That's true. The two white dudes looked at him with their nose kind of crinkled, and I just went, white kids today, and I kept walking.
Yeah. There goes the neighborhood.
I was like, white kids in their hip hop.
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah. And then the next time I saw him, he was booming Fleetwood Mac. So he was all over the place. It's good stuff. So the couple of suggestions from the text line. First of all, Mr. Unlimited says, I don't believe girls are checking out shoes. My friend that has 100 plus pairs of nice shoes and still isn't getting any dates. Well, there's something else.
Yeah.
He got some other issues. Make sure he goes to the dentist. Because that old deer will keep you from getting dates. We don't really know.
Yeah, summer teeth, summer here, summer there.
Yep. Summer teeth, all of that. Nebraska Nolan says, been listening on TuneIn. Just downloaded the app. You're very convincing. It's just better. Like no matter where you are, you can listen to the shows. As a matter of fact, that's where you'll find all of the podcasts. So if there's a segment you wanted to hear or a guest from another show that you've missed, if you missed some of Happer and Schaefer, or you missed a happy hour and you want to go back and do that, it's there. A couple of suggestions. They said, get out the way. They want you to do some Luda. Okay. Party Up from DMX. Rough Riders. Yeah, okay. You might have to go Rough Riders. I got a question. Does Jay have any kids, and do they play sports?
Yeah. And play baseball and basketball and softball and volleyball. Do it all.
Okay. All right.
Takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, it's good. Cam says, why do they have to be white dudes? Why not just dudes? Why point color out? Because they were, in fact, white dudes. Had they been brothers, I'd have said they were brothers. Means nothing to the story. Absolutely nothing. They said the joke was, white kids. Yeah.
Times have changed.
Yeah, if you can't take that little bit of a joke.
Yeah. Then Cam, you about to have a bad weekend.
Right?
Don't go to the game because you're gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot as Hades tomorrow. Hey, it's gonna be blazing.
Everybody gonna be brothers tomorrow.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody tan tomorrow.
You want to hear another? Here's another funny story. Both my daughters were real young, and it was actually my oldest. So I just said, when you break training camp, you get to see, finally see your family. It's like almost like getting out of when people get out of prison, everybody come running to you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and
why would they know about what prison release is like?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking about from the movie. and I'm telling you, a Dom Capers training camp is like prison. He ain't gonna miss a day to have full pads because Dom, his wife is a flight attendant, so he don't have anything. And I don't know if he has kids or not.
Yes, he does.
Okay, but they're older, obviously. Yeah. So he don't have any other obligations. So he's like, hey, look, I'm here, you here. Okay, he ain't gonna miss a day in pads. He ain't gonna miss the time to have an extra meeting. And I remember, first of all, the side note, when I got voted captain when I was with the Texans, he kind of calls you in the office or whatever. So it's before practice, right? So I think the first meeting just say is at 8. So you got to get there. I would lift and, get breakfast. So I'll be like, hey, this is my schedule. Can I come up at like 6 or 6:30? He's like, yeah, come on up. So I go in there and you kind of wait. He's like, hey, Jay, come on back. Homeboy had a queen bed and everything and was just like getting ready, putting on his, stuff and had like a little, bike or elliptical in there. And I was like, Coach, you spend the night? And he was like, yeah. I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah, his wife's off flying somewhere. So during training camp, we always knew when she was there, then it would be like magically movie night or, have somebody, instead of having like the lineman catch the punt, he would have like Aaron Glenn catch the punt and then everybody get the night off. Right. Aaron Glenn ain't going to drop it.
Right.
Yeah. So that so we knew when she was in town, but Dom Capers, his training camps was for real.
So I went through 4
with the Dominators,
the Dominator with the Panthers back in the day. I went through 4, and they were in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Again, hot.
Oh, but see, here's the thing, and this is where I knew Dom was a different kind of dude, because the campus that they did their camp at in Spartan, we called it Spartan-tucky. We saw Spartan-tucky. There were no trees on the campus.
Yeah, he
so there's no shade.
Yeah.
It's 148 degrees and there's no shades. And Dom doesn't care.
Oh, yeah.
Except the only time Dom would pay attention was when he had colored his hair.
Yep. Yep.
When he had put his black hairspray in.
Yeah, you need like a day or two to be inside.
So he would go through, and Dom, he invited me into a couple of film studies. And so my film study coaching teeth were cut on Joe Gibbs and Dom Capers.
Right.
They were the first 2 pro coaches that, one, allowed me in those rooms and then would actually explain it to me. I thought Dom was the best defensive coach in the league for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
He was just different. Joe Gibbs was the best leader in the league.
Right, yeah.
But they did it different. But we're down in Spartanburg, and it's 100. I mean, I don't know if you remember Mike Fox.
I remember the name.
Mike Fox was 6'8", about 300.
D lineman, right?
Yeah, he was one of the big. And Mike Fox got dizzy. He got dizzy, and Dom Capers yelled from on top of the tower, "You too big to faint!"
Yeah.
And once he hit the ground, they actually blew the whistle and said, "Okay, let's take a break."
Hey, I remember Dom. I love Dom. He's one of my favorite human beings. Period.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to talk to him outside of like football. Obviously, and I remember this is back when we had that historically bad Houston offense, and he'd be yelling at like Chester Pitts, and he'd be all moping. He's like, "You got the loser's lean."
The loser's lean.
The loser. He said, "You got the loser's lean." I was looking at him like I ain't never heard that before.
It's been 15 years since I heard the loser's lean, man.
Dom Capers. And this is when I knew Dom was gangster, right? So he, you get in there, and he's going over the training camp schedule, and see in Houston it'll be like 96 in the morning, 90% humidity, right? So he's like, okay, so he's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to practice 2 practices one day and then one the next. He's like, we're going to practice in the morning, and that's when it's really hot because they just, he watered down the field. It's real humid and stuff. and then we're going to practice at night. And he's like, the next day. So we're like, okay, well, the next day maybe we can get one in the morning, kind of be like a walkthrough. He's like, no. He's like, the highest heat index is from 2 to 3:30. So that's when we going to practice. Wow. And he's like, it's going to help us during the season. So I'm like, oh, yeah, they always going to, since we were going to be playing, we'll get teams to play in the Houston Heat the first, 4 or 5 games, right? Or first 8 games. Man, every time it got hot, because we had to save the fans, they closed the stadium. So I'm sitting there like, man, we did all this work to get an advantage, and then didn't get no fruits of labor, because after after you get in say middle October, late October, the humidity from Houston goes away. Then it's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
It was my Dominic moment was the moment he said. So we were having dinner, and it's him and the owner of the team, Mark Richardson, and the old Giants GM was the Panthers GM, and he was an old like tight end, big badass, right? Having dinner, we're just sitting there talking, and I was being pretty quiet. I'm respecting the room. I'm in the room with the OGs. What am I like? I'm just trying to be quiet so they don't kick me out. And a waiter comes from the back and says, "Sir, we made a mistake with your plate. It'll take us another 7 minutes." And Dom goes, No. Take 11. I want it done right. And I was like, that's some pure gangster stuff.
Yeah, he had his stuff down.
And I said, Coach, what did you just do? And he goes, my name's Dominic.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
I was like, I got chills.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's legitimate.
I remember outside of football, I called him Coach Dom. He was like, no, you can call me Dominic. Then everybody was like, oh, you his favorite. They say, oh, you his favorite. I was like, well, shoot. I was like, well, if I'm his favorite, then out of the 4 linebackers, I'm making it less than everybody. Maybe I need to, not be his favorite, because all you knuckleheads up in here, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just, Dom Capers is he a great dude, man. I mean, it's I think he's been out of the league for a while, or I think he did some consulting for the Vikings and stuff.
And the Packers.
Yeah. Or he was a D coordinator for the Packers when they won the Super Bowl, and then was up there like 2 times. So great memories with Dominator.
Was he the best defense coordinator you played for?
Ted Cottrell was probably.
Ted was different.
Yeah. Ted was, and it was Ted. Wade kind of groomed Ted. Ted was a defensive coordinator when we were up there. I mean, we had Bruce and all them. So I'd probably, it's toss up between those two. And it's 2 different styles of 3-4 defenses, right?
Yeah.
So also I got a request that we need to do football 101 when we're talking about this for women, because so one of the moms, I coached her son in football. Mm-hmm. Or in basketball, excuse me, and then he plays football. So she said that they need football 101 for when she's watching, for the moms when they're watching their kid, or kids. So that might be something down the road.
We did that. Yeah,
but more extensive, I guess.
Like
right?
No, I told
her, I was like, well, Lincoln Christian, what they run, that ain't real football. So I was like, they need to come to J Foreman boot camp. So. Well, anyway, so to answer your question, and this is kind of falls into Nebraska, or like say Alabama's 3-4 versus somebody else's. Ted and Dom ran 2 different types of 3-4s, where Dom or where Ted Cottrell's 3-4, where I came into the league at, it was more just your basic 3-4, right? You had a nose, which we had Ted Washington and Pat Williams, who were
bricks.
I'm willing to say Ted Washington is probably, him and Casey Hampton probably, which is 2 different types of 3-4s and noses, the 2 most dominant nose guards ever. Mm-hmm. And for Ted Washington to be 6'5", 365 and never be off his feet, he's a pretty darn good athlete. So you have a zero technique. So for you people out there, a zero is our nose guard is lined up right over the center. head to head, and he's not shaded either way. And we played with 2-5 techniques, which is, for you guys, our defensive ends head up with both tackles, right? And sometimes people shade inside or outside, but generally head up. And then we play with 2 outside linebackers, depending if it's a tight end or not. And essentially nine techniques, which are your outside rushers, and you're coming in. So a la kind of Wisconsin. And then we played with 2 backers, whether you want to call it the bubble or just an Okie front, and that's just head up over the guards. Now, conversely, I guess teams that run kind of take Cottrell and Wade Phillips, you could say maybe Wisconsin does, because they're really outside linebacker, laden, where they have those guys like, pigeon-toed in or pigeon in at 45 degrees, and they're really trying to keep everything in, just pinched inside. In a little bit of Alabama, because they are really, really strong at outside linebackers, so they kind of almost 2 gaps sometimes, and their defensive linemen are, next levels at most years. And then, the other side of the coin, Dom Capers 3-4 is kind of like Pittsburgh Steelers when they were Blitzburg, and then he brought it down to Carolina with the the zone
same
blitzes.
personnel.
Yes, pretty much. When you got Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green and those guys in, but I'm talking about the scheme, and that's where Casey Hampton comes in, right? So where you see Casey Hampton, he's 6 foot 330, a great athlete, really, really short in nature. He's probably 6'2". I shouldn't diss him and say he's 6 foot. But I saw him a little bit. He was always tilted, right? And you always saw that. And so he was tilted. So he would be in an A gap either to the strong side, which is generally to the tight end side, or tilted the other way, which would be the weak side, which would be the open side. That's away from the tight end. In general, everything's all equal. And then you would have, if he's tilted to the tight end side, then you would have a 5 or 6 technique. So it's head up to the offensive tackle, or 6 technique is a little bit outside shade of the tackle, depending on the call. And then you would have a guy that would either be in the 3 technique, which would be backside, or he might be in a 2-eye, or maybe he'd get there, which would he be head up on the guard and get into the A gap, right? So so when you're talking about defensive coordinators, it's 2 different styles and when you have 2 different styles of defenses or fronts or ideas or ideals, right? As far as the 3-4, then the calls are going to be different. And generally you need to marry that towards, your personnel. And so it was a little bit of a change when I left Buffalo and came to Houston, because we were running on some 4-3 fronts with 3-4 personnel. And once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun. But Dom Capers' defense, and you see it with now, if you guys I know there's a ton of Chiefs and Broncos fans here. When you watch the Broncos this year, you're going to see a lot of Dom Capers stuff. Now, look, when you got Von Miller and Chubb on the outside, you can do it whatever you want on the inside, but you're going to see a lot of that. And then, you like New England, they run essentially an Okie front, 0 technique, 2-5s, and we're going to lock, big linebackers, and we're going to, get home, and whether it's through blitz or just, different line stunts. So, to answer your question, it's hard. I've been blessed as far as defensive coordinators all the way back to college. I had Charlie McBride, Kevin Steele very early. Tony Samuel was my position coach, who really, hammered in fundamentals and technique and stuff like that. And then I went to Buffalo with Wade Phillips and Ted Cottrell. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And then after that, you go to, I take everything that I learned from not only playing in that system, but the players I played with. And then you go down to Houston, and then you get to play with, other good players and learn from them. And then, rest is, history after that. So I was very, very fortunate to play with, good coordinators and good systems, but then also majority of the guys were good pros.
We'll put a pin there. When we come back, I do want to pick that back up, because I think a good idea and a thing that we used to do in Carolina and DC, I think you doing here would be exceptional. We'll talk about that after the break.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep your home comfort system running efficiently with ESP from Bryant. Get total system checks twice each year and never pay overtime on service calls. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Welcome to Friendly Neighbors. Welcome to maintenance-free living. Welcome to Carriage Glen. Welcome home. It's everything you'd want in an active 55-plus rental community right here in Lincoln. Spacious floor plans, numerous amenities, beautiful surroundings near Holmes Lake, and much more. Plus, with Carriage Glen's current move-in special, you can save thousands if you act now. Carriage Glen invites you to take a personal tour or visit them online at carriageglenoflincoln.com. Discover the place you'll love to call home.
Uncle Tim, some friends and I are getting together this weekend. Can you buy us some alcohol?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Come on, it'll be low-key. My friends always say you're cooler than other adults.
Oh, well, all right. But don't let your mother find out and don't get caught. Hello, officer. What can I help you with?
Are you the uncle of Samantha?
Yes. Is she okay?
You're under arrest for procuring alcohol from minors. One of the minors drove drunk and killed the mother of two last night in a crash. You're looking at up to 3 years in jail and a $10,000 fine.
Don't make the same mistake he did. We need you to be the responsible adult. Underage drinking, adult consequences. There's no free ride if you provide. Learn more at projectextramile.org.
Sponsored by Region 6, Nebraska DHHS, and SAMHSA. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Century Electric is now hiring for experienced licensed electricians. This position will serve around the Lincoln area on both commercial and residential jobs. Century Electric is well established with 40 years in operation. It offers a substantial hiring bonus as well as tons of benefits. For more information or to apply, go online to centuryelectric.com and click the careers tab or call them at 402-467-5550. Come work for a great company today with Century Electric, whose commitment is always to their customers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the sidetrack band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. On Friday in the Lincoln football rivalry matchup, Southeast edged out Southwest 28-21 for the win. Jake Applegate would score the only touchdown in the second half of the Knights to secure the win. Lincoln Lutheran won their matchup against Lincoln Christian 23-7 and took home the Spirit Sword. In other Week 2 football, Grand Island won over Lincoln Pius 28-14. Lincoln High shut out Omaha Bryan 42-0. Lincoln Northeast won against Lincoln North Star 26-24. Papillion South beat Lincoln East in a close one 32-28. In volleyball, Class A Papillion La Vista South sits at number 1 in the power rankings with a record of 7-0. Millard West is at 2 with a record of 9-1. Papillion South will have 2 games this week to defend their spot at number 1. They play Lincoln Pius on Tuesday and Elkhorn South on Thursday. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
From the Starter Heyman text line, somebody said, DP, where can I get one of those jackets you're wearing? I believe this was a gift, but I believe they're available right there in the Haymarket at the Big Red store.
Also at the Student Union, if you just go downstairs, there's the big Husker store there.
Yeah.
You seen that one in there?
There's everything in there.
At the Student Union store?
Yeah, and the second after like the coaches wear stuff, the next week it's in there because all the college students want to grab it. Like all the athlete backpacks are there and like
this showed up at my front door in a box.
That exact one may not be there.
Yeah,
but
something similar.
It's very there's no
I don't know what it is. In the next segment, top of the hour, or the end of the hour, we're going to do a trivia question for tickets for Saturday's game, for tomorrow's game. And the rules will be, first of all, you have to be following, and we'll know when the tweet happens. But you have to follow Jay Foreman, you have to follow Nick Sainert, you have to follow me. Simple deal. You got to follow us. If you're not on Twitter, I can't give you the tickets. Sorry. That's how it works. My bad. But we'll find a way to give you guys prizes later. We'll do something for you. We were talking about the classroom stuff. And so in Carolina and DC and Atlanta, we did these classrooms. We did these classes, X's and O's for wives and girlfriends. Now, originally they made it originally it was open to wives and girlfriends, but due to conflict,
due to conflict,
they simply narrowed it down to you actually had to be married. Like you actually be married for your wife to come to these things. And we would do a classroom, and they would describe X and O's. They'd allow the wives to ask questions about, okay, well, why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Can you please explain that? A couple of things happened from that. One, amazed at the attendance, like full attendance, like somebody showed up. But then the thing would happen after the second time we did it is that the wives were like, I know more about this than my husband does. My husband don't know nothing about like this. And you go,
oh yeah. See, that's what I was just about to ask you. The wives are going to come home and start trying to coach. Like, man, you know, your footwork is busted. I'm telling you, that's the last thing I want to hear when I get, especially if I don't play good or just come home and I'm tired. Hey, when you guys get that 3-4 in that Okie front, why'd you do this?
It happens.
Oh, I'm sure
it happens.
They up there critiquing everything.
Well, so we did this in Utah with Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer actually hosted the class. And his wife Shelly would come to each one. Because she was kind of the host, it was her event with the wives and girlfriends and female boosters and etc. But Urban was the voice, and I'd come up and add some entertainment value, and you go through it. Except the funny thing happened was that one day Urban got a phone call, and Urban had to leave. Shelly took over, and Shelly ran it. Shelly broke it down like, let me explain this to you first of all. And she was very specific about, hey, focus your eyes from the middle of the field. That will tell you what's happening outside of that. Balance. If you see more numbers on one side, draw your eyes to that. There's some work happening. Like she knew her stuff. So much so that she got a Little League coaching job. She coached Little League for 2 years. Like in a team that won like a state title. Shelly Meyer knows her stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was that whole thing, right? Urban walked in and he goes, oh, great, Shelly's talking, and walks out. Like,
right.
So
he knew it was over.
Yeah, it was over. Like there was no point from that point forward for him to be there. And jokingly, like I got up and Shelly goes, no, stay. She goes, in case we have a question. But I'm like, well, what about Urban? She goes, we don't need him. And she kept going.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't know.
So imagine we decide to go, we can pick like a restaurant somewhere. Right. And
well, you got to put it out there. How many so
how many people
how many husbands want to sign your wife up? You open up to men? Or
well,
just
yeah,
women?
I think the first classroom should be everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to come and have a
just
football
ask
chat.
general questions. Don't be asking questions. Don't be watching the game Saturday and be like, hey, this looked like a triple option right, and all this other stuff. Don't come back. Don't come in there reciting what you heard from like Joel Klatt or somebody, because they don't even know what the heck they're talking about, and I don't know either. This is just the basics. And really, you know what? It's good because, and it's good for like even high school kids too. Because, well, ideally, if they're watching any team, pro or college, you'd like to know what the commentators are talking about. When they're talking about a 3-4, if they're talking about a bang 8, if they're talking about a skinny post, if they're talking about a back shoulder fade, if they're talking about a switch route, if they're talking about bunch coverage, if they're talking about
stack versus bunch,
mesh
concepts, where
delayed release, you know, a dog blitz versus a run blitz, or
Sam versus Mike,
Will, and all that stuff, nickel, dime, penny, peso,
right?
You know, whatever, you know.
Oh, that's a Dom thing. You went peso.
Oh, Dom had like
you
80.
Went peso.
Dom had 85 different groupings. And it was like one guy would be gone.
You're the first person outside of Charlotte that I've ever heard use the.
Oh, I think Bo Pelini ran peso.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I think when they were in the Big 12, he ran a lot of peso or whatever. So
that's dope.
You know, and then you got all different types of defenses. You got, you know, a 4-2-5. You got a regular 4-3 like Iowa that runs, or for the years have just ran. They never took any of their linebackers off the field. They're going to run their cover 3, and they're going to make you beat them. And that's why, you know, they've.
You know what I want to see tomorrow?
What?
I need the old Oklahoma wide tackle 6. I need this. In my life. Look. To have, like, I'm old enough that Bud Wilkinson would be the analyst on Saturday games, right? And Bud would tell you, oh, that was the beauty of the old wide tackle 6.
Yeah.
More numbers in space, 8-man front all the time. I dare you to throw it. Like that's
yeah. I mean, there's all different. I mean, there's a 3-4, there's nickel. Some teams run like a 3-3-5. I think West Virginia for years have ran that. Some people run hybrid. Some people, you know, there's all different types of stuff that you can be educated on, and it's not just to watch Nebraska football. It's high school football or high school football now, where it is really, you know, it's obviously more along college now as far as the stuff that they run. You know, these high school coaches are trying to do next level stuff to kind of always, you know, challenge the players and obviously score points and stop people from scoring. And the really good high school coaches really, you know, can do that, but then also center all that fancy stuff or all this different things on fundamentals first. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that you see at any level, you know, have some longevity, and you know, win all the time. But, you know, look, it'd be good for you know, people to be educated out there, because if you're associated with anybody that plays football, or you know, always want to be able to have that conversation, you know, or even if you're not in the conversation, if you know, you want to be able to articulate and kind of, you know, hang a little bit.
Nick,
I will say this though, you have to make sure that you don't infringe upon guy time. If they're in the garage drinking and watching games, that doesn't mean you come down and kick it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, you trying to start fights?
No, I like clarity.
Can we have the Jay Foreman rules for football watching? Like, do you have like?
I don't have any. I don't really have any.
Well, you just said like wifey can't come in and watch football with you.
Oh, they can't. They can't. Just not all the time. I'll get you in trouble, boy. I like to watch the game. I'm like I said, I'm watching the game.
I wish y'all could see his face. He just rolled his eyes to the top of his head.
Dang. Right? It'd be like 2040. When you said this? Yeah. But I like to watch the game and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? DP over there laughing because, you know, you he'd be like, bro, you sleeping on the couch?
She could be waiting for you at the door.
Right. Bread and water for dinner.
No, she got a pizza and beer, but she's like, no, but you can't have that unless I can watch with you.
But I like to watch the game because a lot of times I can watch it and I can already tell what's going to happen, just because I've seen it and been involved in it. And so I don't really have I like watching good football. Really, it doesn't matter who's on TV. Obviously, I enjoy watching my Huskers and stuff, but I just like watching good football games.
So you'll watch this weekend, and you'll be able to watch. Like Becky will leave me alone.
Yeah, I could watch. I'll watch it with anybody.
But weirdly enough, like that's when I knew I was gonna marry Becky. Is that we can watch football together. Like we can go to games together, and when I get angry and weird, like with some concept thing, she'll indulge me, and then keep going.
Right. Yeah, I don't really get too jammed up about it. You know what I mean?
And then she'll know when like there's a big game, and it's like, do you want pizza and wings? Right? See, this is why I love you, because you was you was thinking of me.
Right.
When I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna watch this game. She's like, I need for you to watch this the right way. So let me hook you up.
So somebody asked about kids and they play sports. Well, you got that. You don't get me. If I can watch a quarter. No, DVR is great, because you can just kind of like I got all the Husker games on there, and then anybody else I like to watch. But I don't really get a lot of stuff live. Now, what I will do is watch golf major championships Thursday to Sunday. Now, if that's one thing I'm gonna like to watch, which is crazy because I never grew up around golf, but I can watch golf all day.
I cannot.
I could literally watch golf from the time I wake up if I had to, like when it's -20 here. I could sit there all day.
If I haven't slept,
I could watch football too, but
if I haven't slept in days, put on golf.
Oh yeah, you can go to sleep.
Shoo. Boy, you'll hear me. Like they'll hear me. Like I would fall asleep so deep and snore so hard. Like Tiger would look up at the camera and say, "DP, wake up." It's like somebody wake him up. This dude's snoring. And it's like, yeah, you guys are terrible. It's just not my thing. Nick, are you ready? Okay.
Nick said he born ready. Look at him.
We got
Was
two.
you rehearsing over there?
We got two segments for Nick today.
What's he doing? What?
So
I'm preparing for the high school show tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, we got Nick or nah, and then we've got Nick karaoke. Which one do you want to do first? I say we do the karaoke, and you just go ahead and rip it.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna do throw your exes.
Is Rico still here?
Probably not.
Rico will turn around his car to be here for this. He will, wherever Rico is, he just pulled over the side of the road, and he's gonna put it. Nick is going to do DMX next.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie.
Andy, when people drive by your lot, they don't see as many new Hondas as normal, but I'm told you have hundreds on the way.
We sure do, Charlie. We have more than 500 to choose from that are either here or on the way. Most of them are inbound.
Do you still have that great financing, Andy?
We do, as low as 0% APR financing on select new Honda.
What about used cars and trucks?
Well, right now we have more than 120 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, in just about any make or model. And we have over 50 certified pre-owned Hondas to choose from.
Andy, that is really great news for your customers. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. A hot day expected for Friday with a high of 92 along with lots of sunshine. We'll see clear skies into Friday night with a low in the mid-60s. Temperatures climb even more for Saturday with a high of 98 along with lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party postgame show on 93.7 The Ticket. Each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the team and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, sponsored by Southeast Community College and N Street Drive-In.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
We're gonna eat pizza from Casey's and watch the football games. Yeah, enjoy the season with delicious Casey's pizza. 2 tasty pizzas for big game days.
Now at Casey's, you can get 2 large single-topping pizzas with delicious made-from-scratch dough for $9.99 each with promo code DOUBLE.
Casey's here for good. Yeah!
The professional bull riders return. Bigger, better, bolder. For an all-new 2021 season.
Maybe, just maybe, the impossible can happen.
Join us for the PBR Cooper Tires Take the Money and Ride. October 23rd and 24th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Brought to you locally by USCCA. Get tickets now at PBR.com and Ticketmaster.com. And find out what it means to be cowboy.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Take your time, young man.
From the text line, Rico says, I got my ears pressed to the speakers right now.
You probably don't want to do that.
What did you choose? What is your song
We're gonna
choice?
We're gonna go with X Gonna Give It to You.
X go give it to you. Throw them up. Throw them up. Oh my goodness gracious.
My problem is I can't stop laughing. I can't stop laughing.
No,
Are we doing it right away?
We're on your time. We are on your time.
Okay.
I'm going to record this.
I have a feeling you were going to.
Okay, so
right.
I'm ready when you are.
Gotta turn that up.
All right, let's get it, baby.
Listen. It's what you're hearing.
Listen.
It's what you're hearing.
Listen.
X gonna give it to you. Right, waiting for you to get it on your own. X gonna deliver it to you. Knock, knock, open up the door. It's real with the non-stop pop of a stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I'll make a wonder if he did it. What did right? I'll do it again, cause I'm right. So I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I'll break who you sending me. All right, we're done. We're done.
Oh! Nikki Bars. Oh my!
The babyface gang.
I didn't feel like that was as bad as it could have been.
Oh my!
As Chicken Bleep says, please make him stop. Scott says this is the worst. Hey man,
We're here every day.
Yeah, he didn't miss a beat though.
I did that sitting down too.
Yeah. You wanted to get out of your chair and start getting down, didn't you?
It was tempting.
Yeah, he wanted to grab that mic. And just live out his dreams of being a rapper for just 35 seconons.
This gives me an opportunity.
Matthew says, so much punctuation. He goes, Rico said, that man is pronouncing every single syllable.
You're an articulate rapper, right, Nick?
Oh, Ubaldo said you need some barks from the lung, deep in the lungs, man.
I don't got any.
Cubsker gave you 6 out of 10 though. He said because you didn't bark.
I'm not barking anymore. I'm done barking.
You didn't bark.
I'm done barking.
You did not bark.
After yesterday's bark, I'm done barking.
Oh man, that Jay, what would you? You're.
I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10.
All right, I'll take that
because you could understand every single word,
right? Like,
and I went back there and read it. He did not miss as the words were being filled up. He had pronounced the words clearly as soon as it was as supposed to. He was on time with it.
Every single syllable, he was on it.
I'm just waiting for him to grab the mic and just rock
pull
that.
it. Yeah, just take it out.
I don't think I can.
Oh, you can. You actually can. Yes, you can. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah, don't do it, but you can do it. Text line gave you 100 out of 100.
Not surprised.
Oh, look at Nicky.
Oh, no, he's cocky with it.
No, I'm not. That was bad. It was painful to.
It didn't look painful
to do. I had to make sure that there were no cuss words coming up on the next couple of lines as well while I was singing.
To be honest, I was kind of hoping he would slip and we'd have to hit the dump button.
But you can't though, because he'd be the one to do it. Right?
Well, I can't reach it. I can't reach it.
Part of me wanted him to go off,
yeah,
and go totally like Nick uncensored, and
right, yeah.
and just lose it and kick the table and go total DMX, yeah, pull out a chain, rip
Start
it
barking for real.
I'm sure that day will come.
Oh, we need to have you do Public Enemy, and we got to get you one of those African medallions.
Oh, we get you one
no.
of those clocks.
They're getting them Flavor Flav clock.
We get you a Flavor Flav clock. Drew says, Nick, that was fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Thanks, Drew.
So you got some fans on this. This is good. We'll throw it to break now. Top of the hour. Jay's 5 picks at 5. He'll give you 5 from the NFL, 5 from college football. We'll do that next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Youth ice hockey registration is open now. New for 2021, the Lincoln Ice Hockey Association is offering 8 and under hockey for $75 with all equipment provided. No experience is needed, and the first 8-week season starts in mid-October. To register or for more information, go to lincolnhockey.org. $75 youth hockey with all equipment provided at lincolnhockey.org.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now that Ken Richards has purchased Broker's Agency, he and his professional staff will continue to provide their clients with the same excellent service under the Broker's Insurance Agency name. Broker's Insurance Agency works with more than 15 companies to help find the best policy for you to avoid any long hassles. Also, if you're looking to get into the insurance business as an independent agent, they have the formula to make that process smooth and successful. Call Ken with Broker's Insurance Agency today at 402-420-5353 or visit brokersinsuranceNE.com.
Want a free pair of Nebraska football tickets? Head to theticketfm.com's contest tab and register for a free pair of tickets each week of a home game, courtesy of Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of Woods Brothers and 93.7 The Ticket.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O,
and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Want to get a hot and perfect body fast? It's so easy. All you have to do is eat lots of bananas, but peels only, and always be sweating, but never look sweaty. That's disgusting.
Don't follow extreme routines. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Now through September 16th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. And get back to a real routine with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join today for $1 down, $10 a month, and cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends September 16th. See club for details.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air's motto is our family serving yours. That starts with how we hire. We go through an extensive interview process to really get to know you and show you who we are. We want to help you build a great career, be challenged, have fun, and bring home an excellent weekly paycheck. We offer competitive wages with benefits, including a day off for your birthday. Apply to be a part of the John Henry's family at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, second hour of Old School. Remember, we will be at Tipsy Tina's. 12 o'clock, 12 noon tomorrow. Takes all the way to kickoff, 2:30. Then, immediately after the final whistle, 90 minutes, Connor Happer and the call-in show, the postgame show. And after that, 2 hours, me and Big Head, Tanners, will be live. I think we got a nice jersey. We got a nice jersey to give away. We might even have tickets to give away tomorrow after the game.
Tickets to what?
To the following home game.
Oh, okay.
To the next home game.
I'm about to say, you can't be giving tickets out to a game that already been played.
No, we could, but
that'd be the okie doke.
Just like, hey,
that's like going to the barbershop in Detroit when they used to do the game with the ball and they cover it up and
could never win.
You walk out there with $400 less.
You could never ever win. Jay, sir, it's time.
Oh,
all the bettors have their ears to the radio. They're trying to figure out what to do. We do not endorse you following and making bets. This is simply for entertainment purposes.
When we go to gamble, we go to lose subconsciously.
Jay Foreman's picks of the week on Old School.
Me, I never feel better or more alive than when they're raking the chips away.
You got to know when to hold
in the hole.
Know when to fall.
In the boat.
Know when to walk away.
Words to live by, nation.
Run, you never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, time enough to count when the dealing's done.
Oh,
one of my most proud creations.
Oh, he's seriously proud of that. That's good.
That's how you puff your chest out a little bit.
I like that.
Anytime he gets to use something from The Office,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
He's all over. He's all over. Let's start with some college games. Let's start with that, Mr. Foreman, if you would, sir. Locally, I won't ask you to do the Huskers, but across the border, Iowa versus Iowa State, 2 top 10 teams.
Yeah, the first time in history.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, man. I think that the quote-unquote sexy bet would be, Iowa State. I think they have the better personnel. They have the new it coach. I think they have the better quarterback. They have definitely the best running back in the nation since Muhammad got hurt up in Minnesota. And they have some ball players out on the outside and defense. But they have not, Mr. Campbell, the new guy that's, just on the cusp of taking over college football has never beaten Iowa. He's beaten Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas State, everybody else except Iowa. And Iowa has not turned the ball over against them in 5 years. Just in a rivalry game, that's huge, right?
Special.
So if I'm going to pick and use the few brain cells I have left, I'm going to pick Iowa.
Okay. All right.
And Nebraska we need Iowa to win. So when we beat the brakes off of them, they're just nice and ripe.
Okay. We like beating the brakes off.
Yeah.
For a lot of my life, this was the game of the year. There they call it the Holy War. Utah travels down the road into the mountains to face BYU at Provo.
Yeah. This game,
ESPN game.
Yeah, it's a physical game. A lot of those guys know each other.
They marry so the Utah players marry BYU's players' sisters.
Oh, well, that's TMI, but I see why it's a rivalry. Somebody mad like, hey, because they get married like at 18 out there, so they be like, hey, man, that Thanksgiving like we had, that stuff was bunk, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock your head.
Thanksgiving is always fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Man, Utah has been struggling. Utah was a program, I think, in my opinion, on the cusp of really doing some good things.
Well, they're number 20.
I know, but they've had some off the field issues in the off season. They had a coach and player go bonkers up there, but can't really blame that on COVID.
Right.
I'm actually gonna pick Utah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick Utah because BYU lost their quarterback, the number 2 pick, and he's starting for the Jets, and he was huge. Part of their whole offense and identity.
He was a difference maker for him. Let's go to the big house. Let's go to the big house. 7:00, national TV, ABC game. The Huskies versus Go Big Blue.
Yeah,
Come on.
the fighting khakis,
right?
Right.
Harbaugh, right? The fighting Harbaughs of University.
Normally I would pick Washington because they're generally a really, really well-oiled machine Pac-12 team that I think definitely has the potential to play, anywhere, anytime. Like they're portable. They usually have big defensive linemen. They had guys go first round. They're a little bit down. So I'm going to go Michigan.
Okay.
But I think the game's going to be close considering that Michigan lost their receiver in Bell, and Michigan's Achilles heel for the last few years has been their inability to be dynamic or really explosive against talented teams, but I'm going to pick them since they're at home. If it was in Washington, even though Washington had a bad loss last week against Montana, I would have picked them. But since they're on the road, traveling all the way across the country, a night game, even that their clocks are off, I'd still going to go with Michigan.
At the Horseshoe, the Mighty Ducks of Oregon, travel to Columbus to face the number 3 Buckeyes. What say you?
I'm picking Ohio State. I think the game is going to be exciting, at the beginning, and then I think Ohio State will settle in and take control of the game. I also think that C.J. Stroud has got the nervous energy out of his system. He won't be a finished product, but I think he'll start a lot faster, which will, eventually take control of the game, build his confidence. And I think Oregon's offense isn't as dynamic as it has been, especially with losing, 2 offensive linemen, one that was a top, I think, 10 pick, who was maybe even higher than that. This is a good offense and game that would be tailor-made for Ohio State's defense to really excel, right? So they're good up front with their D-line. I think they're better than people think in the back end. I think their second level is a little bit suspect, but this offense kind of caters to that, right? Running quarterback, they play a little bit more zone. They're going to be looking downhill at everything, and they don't have a really explosive or dynamic passing game. So they're actually going to – I think it bodes well for them. So, Ohio State can lock up with anybody on the outside and survive. So I think the Ohio State Buckeyes will win.
In the only game I'm going to mention the point spread, Mercer travels to Alabama. The point spread is
Just
Mercer
52?
56.5.
Wow.
56.5.
And Nick Saban has been mad this week about supposedly Alabama's team that just beat the brakes off of Miami not having intensity. Is he gonna let the dogs eat for 60 minutes? I think he clears the benches.
Okay.
56. That's a lot.
56.
So it would have to be like 63 to like. Oh man, it's hard. Well, you know what? If anything's close to what we were doing, where supposedly when I've talked to people that gambled, they said Nebraska always covered. The fighting Sabans and the angry Sabans are going to cover.
Okay, 56.
That's a lot of points, though. But I think I can see them doing it, considering that he's going to try to get some work for the other quarterbacks and running backs and the linemen and stuff like that. So they're not going to be out there just running, dive right, dive left, just run the clock. He's going to try to score.
Eric says if Mercer just kneels at every play, wouldn't the clock just run out on that spread?
It would. But that coach wants to keep his job.
Can you do that though? Would you?
That you could, but he would be getting destroyed on every radio talk show.
He's gonna get destroyed if they get beat 77-4, 77-3.
At least you go in there and try. But if you go in there and don't try, you're gonna get destroyed.
Alexander says Ohio State beat us by 59 a few years ago. So
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
No, he's there. Before we get into the picks, we have a listener, Nolan, Nebraska Nolan, says, please tell me something good about my Panthers.
Carolina Panthers?
Yep.
I like their coach. I think he really actually is a good coach, coaches football. It's going to be interesting to see how they use Sam Darnold and if Christian McCaffrey can get back to the pinnacle that, obviously got him paid as the highest paid running back at the time. I like their receivers. I think Anderson that they picked up from the Jets is going to be 1,000-yard receiver, withstanding, having a quarterback and an offensive line that can help him. I think the defense is sneaky, good and opportunistic. So in the NFC South, I will tell you this about your Panthers. Nobody's won the NFC South back-to-back, right? So it could be the Panthers' turn. Most likely not, but I think they're going to be very competitive, and I think they're going to be a team as the season gets longer and towards the end of the season, you're going to see them put together some wins and maybe upset wins. So I'm thinking, since I was 17 games, 8-9, 7-10.
Okay, all right.
Which would be a good season for them, considering that what division they're in, and they pretty much blew up the whole team.
For the NFL, started last night. We'll save the Cowboys-Bucks talk for the end of the segment. But Sunday, the Jaguars open at Houston.
Oh my gosh. It's like a toilet bowl. Yeah, I saw a thing online is like they said I'll give you 5 minutes if you can name 2 Houston Texans players and you don't get Deshaun Watson. But I'm gonna go with Houston. Jaguars have a rookie quarterback. They did not look. The Jaguars' offense didn't look very good in the preseason. And the fact that they lost Etienne, even though they still have Robinson, the offensive line. I thought their offensive line would be a lot better than they played in the preseason. And granted, it's a preseason, but Trevor Lawrence was getting hit a lot. And then remember, I think at the second preseason game, he took a pretty good beating in a quarter and a half. I like Houston's defensive line. I like their linebackers. The back four is okay. And then offensively, they have a bunch of like mid-level guys. You got Mark Ingram. Obviously, you got Tyrod Taylor, who I think is an underrated quarterback. I think he's a top 25 quarterback out of 32 teams. Then they got Cooks, who's a decent receiver, and they got a few tight ends. And the offensive line, I think, is pretty good. So I think Houston will win, but it's going to be a close game.
My game of interest, the Lightning Bolts travel to D.C.
Yeah, it's one of the hot young quarterbacks and offenses, right? I think Keenan Allen and all those guys. Eckler, I know he's hurt, but they have a host of running backs. They have Justin Jackson, pretty good offensive line, pretty good defense too. Even though they got rid of Melvin Ingram, And then DC seems like all they have is defense. And I think McLaurin, the receiver, and Gibson, the running back. Quarterback, I'm not really. I mean, I guess it's early, so you might get good Fitz magic. But I like the Chargers, considering that they'll be able to score more points. I know the Washington defense is serious, and they're playing at home, but I don't think the Washington offense will be able to generate enough points to win that game.
I'll leave your microphone on. I was going to turn it off, but
I would like nothing else for the WFT.
Out here being
Deadskins do something.
Out here being disrespectful. In Buffalo, Pittsburgh.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Pittsburgh goes to Buffalo.
You already know what time it is. Them Buffalo Bills are about to roll.
Go ahead and
Them Buffalo Bills are ready to take over the league and take the league by storm. Buffalo, big. Roethlisberger should have stayed retired, and you've been way out of your time. The new big quarterback that's going to be running, Josh Allen, with that defense at Buffalo too. They tailgate. What's today? Friday? Oh, they already hammered.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. Yeah. They hammered on site. Okay, in their RVs. And then once they're going to go down to the Big Tree Inn, get some wings, kind of like sober up a little bit, and then go all night.
Is Kelly's restaurant still there?
Yeah, he has it. He's around. I think I haven't been back.
Because you can walk to Kelly's restaurant to the stadium.
That's Big Tree. That's just where his hangout. That wasn't his restaurant.
Okay.
He probably was owner of it, but it's the Big Tree Inn.
Okay. Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, Browns and Chiefs.
See, the Browns. Here's the thing about the Browns in the playoff game last year. They were just happy to be there. And then they got to halftime, and they're like, man, we could actually compete. But that time it was too late. I think Patrick Mahomes and company are on a mission, even though their offensive line, is a work in progress. I think the Chiefs will win, even though the Browns will be game. I think that Clowney's not fully healthy. But if they played in like a little bit later in the year, I would probably maybe lean more towards the Browns. But the Chiefs, there's too much firepower, man. It's like pick your poison.
The Packers go to the Dome, play the Saints.
If Drew Brees, give it up to Drew Brees, man. He got some little hair plugs and stuff. He went from bald to up there. Give it up to him, man. He just came in.
Why are you telling on that man?
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and cap him. I'm not a big Drew Brees fan, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it up, man. You went from bald, then you got a TV job. He got a TV job. He up there with a full head of hair.
Drew Brees at home, minding his own business.
Him and Brian Urlacher Brian Urlacher was the bald, big, tough guy, a linebacker, and he up there. He got hair up there. I mean, his stuff is thick up there. So, if Drew Brees was playing, I would pick the Saints because the Saints have a serious defense, especially playing down there. It's going to be a rowdy crowd. It's Jameis's first start, and I think they'll be really, really conservative to kind of see what Jameis can do. And I think the Packers are just a team, even though you think you only got Adams and Rodgers, they are always, and I know they got Jones as a running back, but they always seem to score, 30, 34 points. So I think the Packers are going to win on the road.
Jake Sorensen is in the other room.
Yeah.
Tua versus Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
I am going to go Patriots. Mac Jones is better than Tua. He's going to show it. I think that the Patriots stockpiled the offense. I think that the Patriot also defense is going to be back, even though Gilmore is still out. I think they're going to be prime for the picking. I think that the Dolphins offense is going to be inept, and last year was a fluke. And I think the Patriots. I think Bill Belichick is going to teach Flores. Even though I love Brian Flores, he's like, look, man, we are back. We took a year off, gave you a chance to do it, but now they're going to finish second in the AFC East.
Yeah, the Packers Saints game is in Jacksonville, not at the Dome, of course, because of the storm. Ubaldo says Jameis got a LASIK surgery, man.
What's crazy is that he's been that good, or whatever you think of him. He's the number one pick and pretty dominant. And I think when Bruce Arians got there, he already had his thought process and what he wanted to do. It was never going to work, right? Because Jameis was never his quarterback. But to be that productive and can't see, they say he couldn't see anything. He was out there squinting, even though he was out there trying to talk about he was eating a dub with his fingers at time. His pregame speeches probably need to be eliminated.
They're terrible.
But I love some Jameis because when he won the national championship, he said, "We strong then. We strong."
Strong.
Yeah.
Say it. Strong.
So I think Jameis is going to have a good year. I think people sometimes with quarterbacks generally try to cast them away too early because here comes a new, it guy, and this guy's this and this guy's that, and then they see, Jameis wasn't so bad. So I think he's going to have a good year.
If they had by that thinking, they wouldn't have had Drew Brees because Drew Brees didn't fit all the metrics.
Right.
Like, so if you get it wrong, explain to me why Chicago and the Rams is a Sunday night game.
Well, they were thinking that Justin Fields, they were actually going to do the right thing and start Justin Fields, but they're starting a Red Raider, Andy Dalton. I don't know why it is. I would think that there's a ton of other games that I would think a Sunday night game, Chiefs and Browns would be it. You got two of the
Packers Saints. You could have
Packers Saints. You could do all that stuff. I think that
Broncos Giants.
Yeah.
Even like at least something to look forward to. Bears and Rams. What?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Justin Fields is probably like, cool, I ain't starting. You go in there and get your head knocked out. Justin Fields got his head smooth, blown off in a preseason game. What do you think Aaron Donald and company? Andy Dalton was like, man, y'all better block somebody. 99, wherever he's at, block him. So I don't know why, because it wasn't like both teams were really exciting last year. The Rams were good, didn't
new
quarterback,
make the playoffs. New leadership.
But the Bears were, a circus anyway. So I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because of the market or whatever. But they got the flex schedule later in the season, so we'll see what happens.
Monday Night Football. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens traveled to Las Vegas to face the Raiders.
Man, I'm gonna go Lamar Jackson, even though he has like 4 new running backs because all their running backs have blown out their ACLs. So man, it's crazy.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No.
Like
not in one
everybody
practice.
just went.
You can't just roll an ankle. They're just blowing out ACLs. So I still think Lamar Jackson, especially early in the year with that type of speed, you just can't replicate that in practice, even though you have film for last year. And, as the season goes on, you see some things that work good against them to kind of stymie their running attack. I think they have enough from an offensive line standpoint, tight end standpoint, short area passing game. And the running backs that they brought in were, like especially Murray was real productive last year. So if he plays, then you got Freeman and, and Le'Veon Bell. If they all play, they know how to play the game. And I think the Ravens defense is better than the Raiders, regardless of if it's, home or away. So I think the Ravens will win, but it will be a close game.
Okay.
I know because
the crowd's going to be bananas.
The crowd's going to be bananas. I have family that live in the Las Vegas area, Henderson, and surrounding areas, and they have been waiting for this game ever since the Raiders were there. So it is going to be crazy, but I think just Lamar Jackson will overwhelm them with the speed.
Let's go through conference by conference. You can tell me division by division who you think wins. Let's go to the AFC South. Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, Jaguars.
I think Tennessee will win. I think they're the more complete team. They've made some additions in the offseason. I like the way they play. Look at Ryan Tannehill when he was with the Dolphins. You could say he was on his way out of the league. He goes there, gets somebody that believes in him, kind of plays within the system. Now he looks like a Pro Bowl quarterback, or actually is a Pro Bowl quarterback. And then he's got weapons galore, and King Henry is the truth, along with a good physical defense.
Grown man football. AFC East, Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets.
Yeah, it's not even Bills. That's all you got to say.
Well,
Buffalo.
I thought it was, it would be fair. AFC North, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Man, the easy pick would be Pittsburgh. The logical pick will be the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
The pick that I like, because I like Stefanski, I like Baker Mayfield, are the Browns. And I think the Browns are going to win it this year. They were close last year. I think their defense is better than what people give them credit for. Amazingly, Baker Mayfield has, and all those receivers with Landry and Odell Beckham Jr., they've kind of all got along, and Odell's just obviously been hurt, but they got the best running attack, I think, 1-2 punch in the league.
Seriously.
Probably if not the best offensive line, one of the best offensive lines, 2 tight ends. I like everything that they do. So I'm going to go Cleveland Browns, dog pound.
AFC West, Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos.
Oh, the Chiefs. I think the most interesting thing about that is who finishes second, and does that second get you into the wild card? Because I think if you're looking the odd, I mean, I'm assuming, the Chargers, right? That's a logical pick, right? But don't sleep on the Broncos. I think their defense is good. I think Teddy Bridgewater kind of brings a little bit of a calming factor there, even though he's not a top-level quarterback. I don't think he's going to lose you a lot of games. I think they have one of the best receiving corps, but they're under the radar. So that's what I'm looking for, to see, which one of those teams kind of like upset the Chiefs to kind of stronghold of a wild card spot.
NFC North, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit.
I know everybody says Minnesota is back. I'm not a believer in Kirk Cousins. You have more intel on him, and you've seen, he's king of the B movies, even though he has one of the best walk-offs when he says, how you like that?
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't he's liked the paychecks he's gotten, but he ain't won no big games. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go the Packers, Aaron Rodgers. Their defense is pretty much all back. They have veterans and young guys. I think the offense is always going to be, when you have Aaron Rodgers, you're always going to be potent. And I just think that they're the better coach team, and I think they're better than all three of those teams.
NFC East, Washington, New York, Dallas, Philly.
The Cowgirls last night were impressive. Dak Prescott is a dude. If you're up there evaluating Dak Prescott's on wins and losses, then you don't know anything about football. He is a top-level quarterback. That offense is for real. Even though Kellen Moore needs football play calling 101 for dummies book from Barnes & Noble, because a guy that had a shoulder injury in training camp, you threw like 58 passes, and you have one of the best backs still, and you only run them 10 times, right? And they win a whole quarter without, I think, giving them a legitimate carry. So the only way that they're going to win is if they have an established run game. I know Martin's out and they got some injuries up front, but they weren't even trying to run the ball.
Mm-mm.
So, and I think Dallas.
Well, maybe they showed a different front.
Here you go. Here you go. 33 minutes left. Trying to send people off to the weekend. I got to go to work tomorrow, man. You had me up in there, everybody looking at me crazy.
I was talking about Washington.
But Dallas's defense, I like their defense. I like some of the additions they made. Bulked up at linebacker. I think Michael Parsons is going to be good. With all that being said, the Cowgirls just find a way to lose.
Okay.
So if I'm having to pick a team, Philadelphia is in flux. They are just the bickering between the president and the owner, the president and the GM is just obviously led to a depletion in the roster. Even though they have some studs, Fletcher Cox and Kelsey and guys like that, but still they've ripped that roster to shreds, which a couple years ago was one of the best in the league.
Killed it.
The Giants, I like some of their pieces. I just think they're a year or two away. I actually kind of like their coach more now than I did before. So I am gonna go with a coach that I would trust if I had to win a game in an organization. No, not organization, but a coach that I know can get me to the playoffs. I'm gonna go with Ron Rivera, the Washington football team. I think they'll score enough points in the division, and their defense is one of the top 5 probably in the league.
3. You misspelled 3.
So, top 3 in the league. So I like the Washington football team.
NFC South, Saints, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons.
So the Saints won it last year, the division, right?
Mm-hmm. Bucks were a wild card.
This year, I think the Bucks are going to win it. I think another year with Bruce Arians, I think the offense is going to be dominant all year. In multiple, I think they'll show you that they'll be able to run the ball and be physical some weeks, and then they can just air it out some other weeks. And I think like I said before, nobody's won it back to back. So I think the Bucks turn. I think Atlanta's too far, Carolina's too far.
And finally, NFC West, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, Niners.
I am going to go with the Seahawks. And here's why. They have the best quarterback in that division. I know everybody's thinking like Kyler Murray, but he struggled late in the year. And with that size and way that Cliff Kingsbury calls plays, he's going to take a beating, right? 49ers, Garoppolo is below Russell Wilson. And even if they put my man Trey Lance in there, who I think, will eventually be good, that's below. And I like Russell Wilson. Seattle, I think defense is going to bounce back. I think Jamal Adams, quote unquote safety, but he's actually a linebacker because he can't intercept the ball, but he has a whole bunch of sacks and tackles for losses. I think he's a difference maker along with Bobby Wagner. Russell Wilson is the ultimate leader, playing with or being very, very productive with the least amount of tools or shiny sports cars as far as in the explosive positions than anybody in the league. So I like Russell Wilson.
Well done, sir. Well done. We'll throw it to break. We'll talk about last night. We'll talk about Bucs versus Dallas. But we're going to give away some tickets. We're going to give away some tickets to tomorrow's game. Here are the rules. You have to tweet out your answer immediately. And the first person to get it right, that tweets to Jay Foreman. You got to find him on Twitter. Nick Sainert, myself, and 93.7 The Ticket. You got to all four of us have to be in the tweet, in the response to this question. Jay, will you give them your question, please?
Right now?
Yes.
Okay. We need the name of the Power 5 coach that Jay Foreman picked off for his first career interception at University of Nebraska.
So you have to text. You have to
say the name. You have to know the name and the university, right? That he coaches
right.
at.
Name and university. You have to tweet that to @Jay Foreman, and it's your 5556.
Hold on, Foreman 5644.
5644.
And I want to put an APB out here, right? Just to whatchamacallit. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I was gonna tweet it out, but I'm not a big on that. I'm gonna tell you. One more person calls me or addresses me as Jay Moore, and this ain't nothing against Jay Moore.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna slap you straight up. Okay? And I'm
you got to tell that story.
And I'm a pimp slap you straight up.
You got to tell that story.
All right, now it's Foreman with an E, FOREMAN 5644. That's my Twitter handle.
Nick, give yours.
Nick_Sainert.
Mine is simple. It's my name, Derek Pearson. Shouldn't be hard to find. And then 93.7 The Ticket. Tweet that. The first one, Nick will he will do that. And then also call. We've got some signed Jay Foreman cards. Nick or nah, it's happening. Call 464-5685. Do that now.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted Best Small Bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 505011.
Are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You end up driving below the speed limit? It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's. Here today, here to stay. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Did you guys know that Creighton's never beaten Nebraska in volleyball?
They thought this is their best chance to beat Nebraska because Nebraska won in 5 sets against UNO last week. Oh, you got to be beatable today, right? No.
Mocking tones.
Yeah, it was mocking tones. That's right.
Mocking tones.
Creighton thinks they're all high and mighty. They can come in and beat Nebraska in their own area, and they got a taste of reality is what they got.
That's 20 straight that Nebraska has beaten Creighton.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Wakey, wakey, no breakfast at Casey's.
Wakey, wakey, no breakfast at Casey's. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wakey, wakey, breakfast Casey's.
Casey's new breakfast, featuring delicious handmade sandwiches like this signature handheld made with our fresh made-from-scratch dough. Buy any hot breakfast item and get a coffee for just $1. Casey's, here for good.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Where will you go next? The Southeast Community College Fall 2021 Continuing Education schedule of classes is arriving in your mailbox. Learn CPR and first aid, or choose a path in trades and industrial technology like automotive or welding, or computers and technology like social media and web development and design, or 19 pages of personal interest classes like making door signs or woodworking. The entire schedule is online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Toys and sports collectibles, 6200 Havelock Avenue.
Hi, I'm Kevin with Sports Fantastic.
And I'm Daryl at Stop and Shop Funko Pop.
We have 2 of the best collectible stores in the coolest place in Lincoln, in historic Havelock by Misty's. Sports Fantastic has tons of sports memorabilia for Huskers and other hard-to-find teams.
And Stop and Shop Funko Pop has all your Funko and anime needs. It's your one-stop shop on one block at 6200 Havelock.
6200 Havelock Avenue.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. On Friday in a Lincoln football rivalry matchup, Southeast edged out Southwest 28-21 for the win. Jake Applegate would score the only touchdown in the second half for the Knights to secure the win. Lincoln Lutheran won their matchup against Lincoln Christian 23-7 and took home the Spirit Sword. In other Week 2 football, Grand Island won over Lincoln Pius 28-14. Lincoln High shut out Omaha Bryan 42-0. Lincoln Northeast won against Lincoln North Star 26-24. Papillion South beat Lincoln East in a close one 32-28. In volleyball, Class A Papillion La Vista South sits at number 1 in the power rankings with a record of 7-0. Millard West is at 2 with a record of 9-1. Papillion South will have 2 games this week to defend their spot at number 1. They play Lincoln Pius on Tuesday and Elkhorn South on Thursday. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Angry about a recent Nebraska football loss? Go throw axes at Kraft Axe Throwing. Optimistic about the upcoming Nebraska football game? Go sign up for free football tickets at Kraft Axe Throwing. Bring some friends, reserve a bay for an hour or more, release anger at the targets by hucking an axe at it, and walk away feeling better about yourselves and the football season, just in time to enter for a chance to win a free pair of tickets to the next home game as you walk out the door. Reserve your lane online at craftaxethrowing.com or call 402-802-9696. Kraft Axe Throwing at 18th and N in Lincoln.
Back to Old School with DP and J. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
You can call now. We've got some signed Jay Foreman stuff for you. If you can win this, it's Nick or nah. I don't even think I need to perform this one. I don't even think I need to perform this one. You can tell us whether you think Nick knows it or does not. You can call 464-5685. Do it. And you tell me whether. You don't have to know an answer. You just have to tell me whether you think Nick knows this or does not know this. Nick, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on, we have a phone call.
Well, that's just somebody calling in the lineup and getting on. See
I got to put him through.
Let's see who it is.
Hey, caller, who's this? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, who's this?
John.
John.
Okay, John.
All
I
right.
will give the script from a movie, and then you just based on it, you can tell us whether you think Nick knows this or does not know this. Here we go. Here we go. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. Hold
I
on.
will say he does not know it.
Okay, Nick.
For some reason, the sound's not coming up, but ding, ding, ding. Good job. Good job, John.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, never seen it. Good job, John.
You never seen Pulp Fiction?
Go ahead and no, I have not. 1 second, John.
So you don't go find it. I'm trying to find ones that he knows.
Sharpies if you have one or one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find movies that he knows. Like that
He needs to
everybody
just watch 40-Year-Old Virgin. Like
we
three
can't get
times.
him. We can't get him to watch that one. We
That's
can't.
one of my favorite movies, though.
We're trying, man. We're trying. We're trying to hook dude up, like to have him get it. All right, John. We'll get you a signed Jay Foreman card. It'll be left for you at the front desk. We still do not have a winner for tomorrow's tickets. We do not have a winner yet, so we'll keep.
They haven't tweeted the answer?
No. Ask them the question again, Jay.
What Power 5 coach did I record my first interception at the University of Nebraska off of?
See, so you have to
his name and where he's coaching at right now.
Yep, and you have to tweet to Jay, myself, Nick, and 93.7 The Ticket. Do so, and there will be 2 tickets for you for tomorrow's Huskers Buffalo football game. What'd you see last night? Tampa and Dallas. What'd you see?
Same old Cowboys. I think Tampa. Well, first of all, I was really impressed with Dak Prescott. I was oddly enough I was really impressed offensively and defensively with the Cowgirls, except for the inability for the offensive play caller to run the football. But I was impressed offensively. I think Dak Prescott, for somebody who's coming off a tragic injury, looked really good. Passing the ball, their offensive weaponry, receiving corps, obviously, I think was really good. And defensively, I think, they're better than they were last year. And, they had 4 turnovers, regardless of how they got them. But 2 or 3 of them they caused. So I think, they look good. I think they struggled last year at linebacker, and they obviously drafted Michael Parsons. They got Keanu Neal, who he was a strong safety and kind of brought him down. Along with Jalen Smith. And then you got Van Der Esch that's kind of always battled some neck injuries. So they look really good, or good for them. But ultimately, they didn't have the ability to close, and that's the same old Cowboys. Now, Tampa looked good offensively. I think there was a lot of self-induced, damage. They turned the ball over near the goal line, had another turnover that wasn't like them. Defensively, I thought they looked good. Little suspect in the passing game, but overall, I think Tampa's going to be, they're going to be for being the world champs. I think they're going to be a team that's going to get better as the season goes on.
I'm going to help explain a thing. There's a texter who has asked twice, "What am I missing that you're referring to the Cowgirls? Could you explain, please?" I'm not speaking for Jay. I'm just going to tell you, I'm from Washington, D.C., and as a part of my DNA makeup, it is something that
we hate the Cowboys.
We really don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and we refer to it as the evil empire. We don't say nice things about them.
I can hate the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones still tickles me to death.
Like it's Nick. What's a Nebraska rival? What do you call somebody from Iowa that's not true to their name? Like what silly nickname would you give a rival of the Huskers? Like, do you have a name that you call
not-
Michigan Buckeyes? Do you have something that you say other than their name?
I don't think anything about the Buckeyes. You just
Right?
don't like
Right? We just don't like them. Oklahoma, do you call the Sooners something else? Do you,
No.
Like, that's all that is. Like, if you were outside of Dallas Nation, a simple statement that
It's just like the Cowboys used to call the Washington football team when they were the Redskins, call them the Deadskins.
yeah, we were the Deadskins. So if you are a Dallas fan, referring to the Deadskins only identifies you to me as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And it is an acknowledgement. It's an acknowledgement that, we're in a rivalry, and this is like, I'm acknowledging you. It is, don't make it more than that. Not particularly necessary.
Or they used to call the Saints the Aints.
Norwegians. Mr. Unbelievable. Okay. It's a good one. I can't read it, but
yeah, I know.
It's a good one. I can't read it. All right. So get your text line questions in, because he's warming up he's warming up in the bullpen. He's stretching. He doesn't want to injure himself on a Friday, but we're going to close Friday shows with our weekly appearance by Mr. Predicto. Get your questions in. We will read them and get you responses next.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's.
Wakey, wakey, new breakfast at Casey's. Do-do-do-do-do.
Wakey, wakey, breakfast, Casey's.
Casey's new breakfast, featuring delicious handmade sandwiches like this signature handheld made with our fresh made from scratch dough. Buy any hot breakfast item and get a coffee for just $1. Casey's, here for good.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. On Friday in a Lincoln football rivalry matchup, Southeast edged out Southwest 28-21 for the win. Jake Applegate would score the only touchdown in the second half for the Knights to secure the win. Lincoln Lutheran won their matchup against Lincoln Christian 23-7 and took home the Spirit Sword. In other Week 2 football, Grand Island won over Lincoln Pius 28-14. Lincoln High shut out Omaha Bryan 42-0. Lincoln Northeast won against Lincoln North Star 26-24. Papillion South beat Lincoln East in a close one 32-28. In volleyball, Class A Papillion La Vista South sits at number 1 in the power rankings with a record of 7-0. Millard West is at 2 with a record of 9-1. Papillion South will have 2 games this week to defend their spot at number 1. They play Lincoln Pius on Tuesday and Elkhorn South on Thursday. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one post-game show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for the Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's the Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Black Diamond Enterprises asks that we take a moment of silence to remember all the victims of the September 11th attacks. Stand up and salute our local men and women who are our first responders. From the EMTs and fire and police departments that serve and protect our communities to those serving our military. On this anniversary, let's remember those lives lost as a sign of appreciation for your dedication. This message courtesy of our good friends at Black Diamond Enterprises at 5810 South 162nd Street outside of Walton. Call 402-782-2101.
toys and sports collectibles. 6200 Havelock Avenue.
Hi, I'm Kevin with Sports Fantastic.
And I'm Daryl at Stop and Shop Funko Pop.
We have two of the best collectible stores in the coolest place in Lincoln, in historic Havelock by Misty's. Sports Fantastic has tons of sports memorabilia for Huskers and other hard-to-find teams.
And Stop and Shop Funko Pop has all your Funko and anime needs. It's your one-stop shop on one block at 6200 Havelock.
6200 Havelock Avenue.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. A hot day expected for Friday with high of 92 along with lots of sunshine. We'll see clear skies into Friday night with a low in the mid-60s. Temperatures climb even more for Saturday with a high of 98 along with lots of sunshine and breezy conditions. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fire your questions up. Mr. Predicto is here. There are a couple of folks on the text line who know the answer to Jay Foreman's trivia, but I can't give you the tickets unless you tweet at Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, myself, and 93.7 The Ticket. You have, if you know the answer, you just have to tweet it out, or have a friend of yours tweet it out. Somebody that has Twitter. Let's get it. From the text, Mr. Unbelievable. DP, I couldn't text earlier, but your 9/11 column you wrote was very, very, very touching. Great. Thank you, kind sir. The text line, you also, I can't respond to that.
You're right.
I can't respond to that.
You're right.
To say like not agreeing or disagreeing. So we have you text in your questions, and we will have Mr. Predicto answer them. Jay, keys to a win tomorrow. What? Give me some.
I mean, they just gotta go out and execute. I mean, it's it's an easy thing to say, hard to do. Obviously playing against a legit opponent. So I think they just go out there and play up to their capabilities, and it's a physical game. Just go out and impose your will on them. So I think it's obviously, look, the biggest thing is we don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to give a team like this more chances than they deserve. And defensively, you want to make sure that you bottle up the run game and kind of make them one-handed. So, and that's almost every game. And so I think if the offense can be consistent along with the defense, both in their effort and execution, everything will be fine. Special teams as well. So, it's a game. It's going to be hot. I think, I'm assuming we got more depth. So I think that's something that we could, try to use our advantage.
Who will be the best player on the field?
Tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't really watched.
Who do you want?
I haven't really watched. Anybody on Nebraska? The best player on the field. Of course, Adrian. Right?
Is that a weird thing that here we don't talk about the best player on the team in those terms?
Yes and no. I think if Adrian goes out and plays, or when Adrian goes out and plays the game that I hope and expect he does, that puts Nebraska at a different level. But look, everybody else has got to do the same, and it's not just Adrian just getting the ball and running around. It's Adrian just executing the simple things and doing what he needs to do. So offensively, you like Adrian to be your top player, along with say running back, and then a receiver have a big game because that you're hitting them on both levels, or running and passing the ball. I think defensively, you obviously one of the defensive linemen or front seven, that lets you know that they're doing well in the pass game and the run game, and being effective. So Nebraska has a ton of options, and they just got to go out there and play their capabilities. And I'm saying there's no disrespect to Buffalo, because they're a great program, but Nebraska's the team that I expect to win. So it's not anything that is new. I think it's just Nebraska. They go out there and play. It's going to be a game opponent. It's going to be 4 quarters, and that's what you want. But if you go out there and just keep pushing and keep grinding, you'll be fine.
People are so silly. Like, they could have just texted on the text line, but no, they're texting my phone. So that's the question. Will Nebraska cover the point spread?
The outcome cannot be predicted.
Question 2. Will Illinois fall to UVA?
No.
Okay. Wow. Makes it look like a little better of a loss.
Wow. You're going to do this. Let's see what. Yeah. It's just, it's so incredible that people get in the space they are. Okay, Jay. So for you, what's your game of the weekend? What's the one you want to watch more than anything else?
Oh, college football. I always want to
college
watch,
or pro. What's the one you
I
want
always
to
want to watch my Huskers. So that's the game that I'm wanting to watch and will watch. So besides that, I don't know. Let's see, pro game. I don't know. That's about it. I mean, it's Nebraska. It's football season, so Nebraska's on the docket number 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna address this so on the text line. So somebody asked the whole cowgirls thing. So you use feminine terms to scorn, disparage, insult, etc. Don't you consider that a bit sexist? Do you realize that you have female listeners? It's disappointing from grown men. I'm far from perfect too. I offer this as something for you both as voices of influence to consider. Let me say this. Who said that cowgirls was negative? The women who have those skills in my world are strong. Ponder that. Why did you put them in a negative place? That's just me. Remember, tomorrow, love first, love last, and in between.
But we always got to do the bigger thing.
Love
We
love more.
We love you, and
we'll talk to you tomorrow at 12.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat